BRUCAST is back, baby.
Absolutely. I think you can take anything to an extreme and make it unhealthy. I mean, I did it with work, you know. So, yeah, I do think so.
All
I
right.
think that yeah, I think porn can be addictive, and I think that sometimes, people when they go too far with it, if you're looking for, validation with strangers through a sex act, if that's the emphasis you're putting on it, it's supposed to validate you that you're wanted and desirable and all that. I think that's a dangerous, that's a slippery slope. So you have to be careful.
Got it. So you need to do it in order to fulfill your own kinkiness and horniness, not to feel validated by other people.
I mean, yeah, you have to be
Okay.
honest. This is like, again, it really starts with it's about each person. And, you know, pe- I don't know why people don't like being honest. I don't, or communicating. I'm not cut from that cloth. Like, I can't stand not knowing. I can't stand not saying, making sure everybody's on the same page and, that I know what's going on. I never want to leave something up to where I have to be in a position where I have to assume or the other person has to assume. Like, that just doesn't make me comfortable. I would rather put it all out there and then have someone say, you know what, that's just not really for me. And then that's fine. It's like, okay, hey, totally get it. Yay. Thank you for being honest with me. I appreciate that. Versus, I think that's where a lot of this weirdness comes into. People are doing very intimate acts with each other without actually being able to discuss it. That makes no sense to me at all. None. And quite frankly, if you can't talk about this stuff, you're not old enough and mature enough to do it. And that, I don't care how old you are. Like, literally, you need to go back to like conversation basics 101 and and get real with yourself, and about what you can handle and what you can't. And that's fine, because some people, it's not for them. They can't handle it. They're not good communicators. And the results of what you're doing, you'll yield those results and you're just not going to be happy with them.
So some people cannot handle sex at all, in your opinion?
I mean, I don't think they have any business doing it if they can't be honest and upfront. Like, what are you doing? Just jack off or masturbate. Seriously. Don't drag somebody else into your own sexual dysfunction or your limitations, because you don't know how to express yourself. Oh, I'm just not a good communicator. Well, get over it. Like, really, like, come on. We all, you know what? We all used to shit our diapers, but we grew out of that, thank God. So it's time to, like, really, stop doing things that don't work for us. And I mean, unless you have two people that, like, that's okay. Again, it's all about, what works for you with someone else. But when you bring it to someone else, you have to strike a balance. That's why I say stay home and masturbate. I've had plenty of good masturbation sessions that were well worth staying home for.
All right, so communication and sex goes hand to hand, basically. The
It
better
does.
communicator the man is or the woman is, the better the sex is.
I mean, they both need to be on that level. A lot of times, I think for women, I feel like if a man he can coax it out of her. I feel like, men can provide a woman a safe
Yeah,
space to where she feels comfortable. There's not a lot of women that are just gonna be like, listen, I'm just gonna tell you how it is no matter what. That's less common. I'm in that camp, but if guys can just, I think, a little bit of sort of trying to initiate a conversation and trying to help her tell you what she likes is goes a long way. You'll get some good results out of it.
got it. The reason why I asked you about limits, is too much sex too much, is because I know there's a trend, especially among men, which is called No Nut November. Have you heard about it, and what do you think about it?
Is that just where they're just abstaining?
Yeah, for the whole
Yeah.
month.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Sometimes for me, I do like these, what I call like masturbation resets, where I feel like I need to sort of, it's been a while since I've kind of gotten in touch with my body, and I've been with partners that where I like a man that kind of leads. I tend to be a little more submissive in the bedroom, and I like that. And so, but I can't, again, I can't expect him to just magically know everything. And so I love to also take time, have a little solo session, have some solo practice, and where I really understand how my body's wired, how it works, what feels good, so that I can then tell my partner, oh my gosh, like, let's do this or let's try that. And sometimes it also helps with a lot of fantasizing when women are masturbating. And then, you come up with I come up with a lot of really great hot sexual ideas. And then I take that
What?
back to my partner. I'm like, let's do this,
L-
like, oh my God, I had a fantasy. Like when I was masturbating, I was thinking about this, like, that is so hot. Let's do it, and it's good. But yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with taking a little me time, and if you want to make a month out of it, or again, just not ejaculating, if that does something for the guy, if there's a positive result for him, then yeah.
So how did you call again? Masturbation recess or reboot? What was
Reset, I call it a
reset?
reset. Yeah, I mean, you kind of forget sometimes. Once a year I do that, where I'm like, really
Really?
just, yeah, because you get used to certain things, or you're doing those more often, and you kind of forget about others, and it really sort of helps you, I find, just sort of reconnect to your own body, and being the master of your own domain, and what feels good to you, because I can get lazy too. I can just be like, yeah, I'm going to grab my vibrator because I know, like, that's my go-to and that feels good, or this position or whatever. And it breaks you out of ruts, because if you just do, if you're repetitive and you're not exploring sexually, even though you have the same partner, it can get redundant, and I don't want to say boring, but it's not as fun as it used to be. And you have to kind of give yourself a little time to get your imagination going, get a little creativity in there, and then really sort of, then you're excited, like, oh, I want him to do this to me, and I want that done. And yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, sounds fun. So masturbation reset. That's so funny. Like you came up with this name, but I know a lot of people do it as well, and I never heard like a specific term for it. So it's cool that you name it.